because you are a leader in this country and the senator who garnered almost nearly 800,000 votes in Nairobi.
Yes.
And that is very critical for the masses you speak for,
yes,
with your roles that double up as well as representation, legislation, and oversight. You hold a public office as well, isn't it?
What is your question?
My question is, you hold a public office, don't you?
That is obvious. Everybody knows I hold a public office.
Would it be right for someone to say Sifuna's office is public, therefore you can crowd?
My office is actually public.
Okay.
They can come to KICC anytime.
Okay.
And that's why I'm here.
Okay.
And yes. Your food. By the way, we eat with them.
Okay.
We eat with them there.
Okay.
Yes. No, those who come to my office. They can come to my office. My office is a public.
So 800,000 voters and the people of Nairobi can crowd your office Monday to Friday.
Let them come. Okay. If I can work miracles like Jesus with 5 loaves and 5 fish, we will share.
Well,
but let me finish my point.
Okay.
Let me finish my point, my brother. The distinction with what Kimani Ichung'wah said, because he's saying it's a precaution. First of all, I wish you could play the entire statement by Kimani Ichung'wah. He started by a false premise, something that he has not provided evidence for. I will answer him when he asks, where were the police when people were invading Northlands? They were beating us. That is where the police were. They were tear gassing us. They were dousing us with those water canisters. They were attacking the media. Because imagine it took 24 hours for the police to appear at Northlands. But it took them only 10 minutes from the time that we left Chungwa House to reach Kawangware. They were there with us. Then I want to give this assurance. We as the leadership of Azimio are very clear. We have told our supporters that our problem is not with anybody's private business. That is not our beef, because attacking somebody's supermarket does not result in you getting IBC to be reconstituted in a fair manner. And those people who attack private businesses have taken themselves out of the realm of the protection of the Constitution. It is the responsibility of the police. And even as late as last week, the High Court told the police that their responsibility is to protect those private businesses. If Sifuna lives here today and goes and attacks a supermarket, that's not a protester. That is a criminal. And the people to arrest criminals are the police.
Thank you.
We have had an event. Let me finalize on this. I will say no more.
Yes.
We have had an event here in Nairobi in 2018. Almost 1 million people showed up to swear in Raila Odinga at Uhuru Park. The police pulled back. It was a peaceful event, and immediately Raila finished the oath. Those people left and went home. I want you to tell me how many shops were looted that day. None. We are saying the one thing that you can remove from this protest that will make them peaceful is the police.
Thank you.
The brother was talking about there in the election. When I get lost in Mugirango, I will call you, because I know you understand that area very well. Number two, tell your president to stop barricading himself in State House if he wants us to come there, because why is he hiding behind the police? He has told us that we should face him mundo humundo and remove the police from the barricades. Up very early to put barricades to State House. These are people who are cowards. They are hiding behind the police. I want to address this question of a notice. We have not seen the OCS for Kilimani here. We have not seen him standing up before the press saying, I have not received a notice, or that he is banning protest. The people who are making this unconstitutional pronouncement and the IG of police. So when we serve the police stations, and I want to confirm here that in fact every single police station in Nairobi has been served with a notification of protests. This exercise of the rights under Article 37 caused some inconveniences. Again, as a senator of Nairobi, I want to give you an example. We have events here which don't happen in Mugirango, like we have bike races, we have marathons. They cause inconveniences, they cause road closures. The exercise of political rights have some consequences. You cannot say, oh, your rights begin where mine end. No. These are political rights, and the way we give life to political rights is to exercise them. Ayub, the purpose of notification of police is to invite them to protect or to provide security for the protesters. But we have, in our experience, realized it doesn't matter how much we comply with the law. We have complied with the law, the Public Order Act, Article 37. They are still going to unconstitutionally declare our protests illegal. So what we have done, we are no longer going to issue notices. Let us exercise our right under Article 37. Protests will happen spontaneously, anywhere, anytime, without any notification to the police, because we have realized that the notifications are no longer invitations for them to provide security, but they are an invitation for them to visit violence on us. There is a rule when we were in law school, and these brothers of mine understand, it's called the but-for rule, that without which this cannot happen. But for this would not happen. I am telling you, but for police action, this protest will be peaceful. Remove police action. Remove police action from these things, and you will see our people will come to town. They will dance at KICC the way we came to Uhuru Park to swear in Baba. We will say whatever it is we want to say because we have the freedom of speech.
Okay.
The freedom of speech is not limited by me. I can insult you under my freedom of speech. The only limitation to freedom of speech is propaganda for war. They know it. Incitement to violence, but me using unpleasant language to you is protected under the Constitution. I don't have to please your ears, Osoro.
Okay.
But I am protected under this Constitution to use the words that, when I say leo mutatuona, how is that unconstitutional? How is that breaking the law? So for us, really, we want to say we will no longer issue these notices because they have no purpose.
They'll do
no, so now you can do whatever it is you want to do. On the question of the UDA office in Kisumu, I, again, as a senator of Nairobi, I have a predecessor here. His name is Mike Sonko. He himself confessed in public that in fact these are tactics they used against opposition protests. They would get old cars, ban them, and then say, "Oh, this is ODM."
No. You can't really.
He confessed.
But you can't.
Just a minute.
Thank you.
Just a minute.
Also,
what I am saying is,
I'm the river.
What I am saying
is that position.
Yes. What I am
I'll
saying
hold you to account on what happened. Yes.
What I'm saying is,
before you proceed,
there is a precedent in these things because the protest in Kisumu is not as if that. In fact, you know, you guys. You want me to say things that I shouldn't say on this show, but I'm saying, if I wanted to destroy a house, I can destroy a house.
Like you did.
Okay.
It was not destroyed.
Thank you.
The house was not destroyed.
Like you guys did in Wetlands.
These are cosmetic things that are arranged there to because the protesters in Kisumu have been going on for a long time. It's not as if that is the only government owned. Or,
Senator, I understand your point. But where does responsibility lie? do you condemn what happened?
You can't condemn.
Listen, why would I not?
Let's have some order.
I have said here that it is not the aim of protests to destroy anybody's property, to attack private property, to attack anybody during this protest. In fact, the responsibility of the police is to make sure that people who take themselves outside the protection of Article 37 are brought to book. We have pictures, we have photographs of those people. Arrest them.
Okay.
And then, when you arrest those people, please, before you blame me, you have to draw a nexus, a connection between their actions and my pronouncements as a political movement. We want, if those people who went to Northlands, up to today, nobody has been arrested. Their photographs are all over the newspaper and the social media.
But
the number plates of vehicles that were cutting up, they are known.
Senator,
when those people are arrested, ask them whether there is a connection, a nexus between their actions and the things that
before the arrests are made, and that is a mandate that lies with an agency of government.
With the police, yes. So don't ask me.
Okay, I made your point.
Please.
Okay, they're asking about it that you are a leader in this country.
Yes.
And you condemn violence for that.
I do condemn violence. Police violence meted out by goons. I cannot condemn violence. I have just condemned it.
Okay, thank you.
I am condemning it and you are saying I can't condemn it. Because we have cut here of the price of unga in June and July of last year. When we went into the election because of the subsidy, I was buying unga at Naivas and Aga Khan in Nairobi here in the CBD at 100 shillings. That was the price of unga when we went into the election because there was a subsidy.
Just hang on.
And I will show him the receipt. We can, you can call the management of Naivas if to authenticate that receipt. I want to explain something to Osoro that maybe is lost to him. That when you are a representative of a people, you represent the people who voted for you. I know the people who voted for me. I was not elected in Nairobi to represent.
One thing I've learned about the government and particularly life is a man is what he does, not what he says. And in communication, when you keenly study how the government communicates, and there are some 3 pillars of communication, ethos, pathos, and lagos, you notice that ethos, pathos, and lagos. You notice that the government is very good at lagos, communicating in a place where they evoke the emotion, the emotional appeal. So I always say that, I always believe that before somebody speaks, let us check the credibility, the ethos part. Why are you, because they might say A, but do B. So it's advisable for the people to actually be attentive to what the government is doing, not what the government is saying.
How often, how long does it take you to do a skit normally?
It depends, sometimes 6 hours, 5 hours, but the production process is, it begins from the conceptualization of the idea, the writing itself, the casting, the directing, everything is just like a whole film format. So it might take maybe, the shooting itself 6 hours, but the development of the idea might take some days.
Na kina Deno wamekuthreaten, wamekupigia simu?
Bado.
Finally. Let me ask you this, Dennis, real quick. Real quick. Why did you kick this man out?
I mean, that is, for you to understand the politics, you'll have to invite the politician. Please invite President William Ruto and you can have the discussion. Or invite actually the UDA structure and you will get the answers. As for Dennis Itumbi and Malala, in fact, he was appointed as SG.
Yes.
And in his tenure, he did not create a creative economy department in the UDA. Now the new SG has created a creative economy department in the UDA. So, I mean, of course, the results speak for themselves. The results speak for themselves. You know, it's one thing to parrot here and say what you do, but when you're given the office, what did you do for the creative economy under UDA?
Jeff, of course, UDA, everybody's an actor.
Is it not?
Is an actor.
They are all
artists.
They are all
it's a drama festival.
Yeah, every person is an actor there, and I think you should credit me for making even the president an actor. Recently, you saw him launching a patient to say that SHA is working.
Are you saying SHA is not working? Are you saying SHA is not working?
But that's said and done.
No. Are you saying SHA is not working?
You have content now.
No. Are you saying SHA is not working?
You saw the president launching.
Let's ask Crazy now.
Now on the issue
of is SHA working?
No, Malala. Are you saying SHA is not working? It's good that you have kept silent on that issue.
Wait. Jeff. On the issue of the manifesto and what the government promised and what it has not done. You know these theoretical and academic presentations that Itumbi is trying to read to us. I think Kenyans are tired with that. Itumbi, you invited all creatives. I was among them at State House. Launched something called Talanta Ella, something application. Where did it go to? You have done nothing about it. You used millions of shillings to host that event, and nothing is going on. Second, on the issue of the film, trying to make sure that the film industry is well cushioned, we are taxing importation of film equipment. You are not cushioning the producers who are importing the film equipment. Third, on the issue of copyright, you say that we are going to get royalties up to 70%. What have you done about it? And therefore, these issues you are raising are academic, are the normal lies, are the normal rhetorics that you are used to telling people. You asked a question, why did they kick me out of UDA party? They kicked me out of UDA party because I was the custodian of the manifesto. That manifesto that Dennis Itumbi is reading,
be careful what you say next.
Only 8% has been implemented, according to Galendo, according to other surveys that has been done. So you are reading an academic paper, but in real sense, when you go to the ground, there is nothing, absolutely nothing you are doing and committed to ensure that you implement that.
I don't really want to get into the politics, but has government performed on affordable housing, which it promised? Hundreds of thousands of houses are going.
Just promised 250,000 houses.
Just a minute. We started housing levy in last year. So I mean, how has even a year passed for him to judge?
But
anyway,
the manifesto you're holding promised 250,000 houses.
What Malala is doing is ensuring I don't. What Malala is doing is Malala is ensuring I don't speak because he knows I'll destroy his echoes.
We are echoing now.
Yeah, I'm going to. He's declining me to speak because he knows.
No,
when he says
politics and drama.
All right.
See,
all right,
no. Jeff, it's important for us not to leave him to go and answer on those two issues.
That's why I'm going straight to Fred Obach-Machoka.
Okay.
Yes.
He says, Itumbi, no overzealous police officer releases tear gas without authority from high up. That's what Fred Obach is saying.
But Fred Obach, let me answer Fred Obach. Fred, the police has a command and is independent. Yeah. So the command and the independence of the police, I have said, and that's why there is IPOA. Those who misbehave will face IPOA. And IPOA, by the way, has successfully prosecuted over 74 cases under this regime. and discharge them to conclusion. So, I mean, he's trying to, if he's saying higher up, I wouldn't doubt the police has its structures and it's independent.
By the way, he says his talent shows were banned from the Kenya National Theatre back in 1993, just because stand-up comedian, what was his name, Johnny Nderito, was imitating President Moi, just like Nyambane was doing years later.
Johnny Nderito was an inspiration.
Okay.
He was...
Is that unfair?
First of all, I'm a very disappointed person tonight. One, because today the president disappointed me. First, he did not apologize for tear-gassing school children. I thought he would have started by apologizing for the brutality he exercised against school children. Be it as it may, I want to start by referring to the statement he made and agree with him that he wants to protect our children against pedophiles, against drug peddlers, against people who teach them negative ethnicity. One thing that I would just want to amend on the president's comment is he should have added that those children also need to be protected against corrupt leaders, against land grabbers, against liars, because we must start practicing what we say. You cannot be the president, you say that you're protecting the students against drug peddlers, but when you appoint your cabinet, you appoint 2 drug barons in your cabinet. So you should have started.
Like who? I'm sorry.
You know.
Who are those?
I do not want to mention names here, but it is in the public domain. We have drug barons in cabinet. You know, Kenyans know. We have drug barons in cabinet. And therefore, these things that we are telling these students are mature students. These are the same crop of students who are lied about laptops with the same person talking about protection. And therefore, these students know what is going on. And I would like to ask the president to ensure he talks his walk. Because we are tired about these lectures, every time lecturing about us. I want to challenge Itumbi. These students know what is going on in their country. These students are chased from school to go and look for school fees because capitation money has not been given. Last year, 21,000 shilling per student was supposed to be disbursed to schools. Only 9,000 was disbursed.
And
yes,